survey, one part where you guys dealt with President Barrow, electability, and of course this specific one, the third term, right? Whether people believe President Barrow should contest for a third term. What caught my eye here is, when we look at the dynamics, even within them, the NPP, Barrow, they have so much hopes in the Basse area. They claim it, they own it, they brag about it. That is our own. They even go ahead to say it's a no-go area, right? Because they believe they've done so much work there. They have so much support. Like, but when you look at the survey, right, the answers here when it comes to the Basse area, the number that said no to President Barrow's third term, I'm a colorblind, but correct me if I'm correct when it comes to the color in here, right? Are you looking at that? That can you speak to that? Because really corresponded at ligay di wane li ñoo claim li ñoo wax ak maybe man li ma believe based on ñoom niñ ko présenté ak li survey bi wax.
Okay, so actually ñoom li ngay claim but is suñu nekkee garden claim Basse is their stronghold. That's what the survey is actually saying, because so whole whether President Barrow should run for third term, there's only 13% in Basse that said no.
Okay.
Right? 64% said yes, 23% said they are not sure. So you will see for Barrow's all the
also green be Monica yes.
So whole grey be Monica yes, red be Monica no.
Red be Monica no.
Red Monica no. So whole page 9.
Blue be Monica undecided.
Yes. So whole page 9.
Then grey Monica yes.
Yes.
Okay. Man collab line.
Yes.
Which means ne. Okay.
Data percentage.
Data which means ne legal the claim and what the survey has shown.
Yeah, politically.
Exactly. Yeah. Like try correlation. Like try.
You cannot deny the fact that today, if you go to the provinces, like man, I have been to almost all these communities on political tour. To be honest with you, there were villages which were predominantly UDP all tone President Barrow, because most of these projects, you know, and you know, I think more to complete the water. Even in election, even if you conduct research prior to the election, you realize that Barrow will win the provinces, because I told Kokejele, that's the hard fact. But the problem will be Cambodia and in KM and in the undecisive voters. What level election will decide that? And these are the ones that you need as a politician. Nene, yeah.
But now, if you look at 4.3 overall, like, right, so whole, if President Barrow runs in 2026, would you vote for him? You will see in 60%, that's the rate. I say no. Even the undecided is a little bit higher than the people that are saying yes as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's 60% that are resisting Barrow's third term bid, right? And I think this is what many people don't get to understand, right? So whether President Barrow should run for third term, 55% are saying he should not nationally, and if he is to run for third term, are you going to vote for him? 60% are saying they are not going to vote for him. So that's why I said this is not an outright, support for any of the candidates. It's also not outright rejection for all of the candidates, right? So this is also a call for concern for President Barrow, because his third term bid is not as popular as he thinks he is. If they did their survey within their party and the party is saying he should run, right, that is not reflective of the national sentiment.
What do you expect from the party? It's like saying water is wet. Conducting a survey within the party whether I should or I should not. Really?
Marr mantarantulla party okono. Atentella party olon.
Antefana mantaraji. Yalo ikele ya kwenye ko survey kita alla party.
Do tije, ya understand. So, nyini karo menkine. Komi fenke ka fwe nyami. Ibe ko do tan la lari nyami. Anabe lari nyami. Ko matel fon la nyini karo men tandila. Amanka ka foko 2026 al bolo chori kam. Albes hay say ko la chori kam. Ya understand. Bari almamu be fana nyini ka koni. So do bi je isiraruling pour ibugo mo be nyini ka. Ambole fokay wala tinan. Par exemple mo fona be carte fona. In fact supplementary fona binala ani registration wala binala. Mo be kafulale ya understand. So ibagala ko won be nyako nyaji de baki pour que no dula clean blando mo be no dula clean ata keno mo jamate la no la bar mo fana ni talla ko fana bay no la ya wona san ngamira mi sabodan aka jela fe ni blando bar ni ya ko ko baroka na ndako ala darajo be nyam kunu abe kero nyaade abo nyaade asikeno fana itandu wala because condition le fana ka political environment wala katina di mo fanka ku do so
mbara ñenen ka katabake ko ya fo ñamen ko itol man mol be ñenen ka bare ite ya confirm jang ko al yalla internal survey kele al yalla ko lon ne bu mu bun ko no kullolete ba ñenen ka ñen question fo wax survey al MPP dingol be le ñenen ka wo survey al yeminke
pour membe carte famille na bele ñenen ka fo sa milan carte tala
you ask every MPP member
everybody
participated in that survey
voters registration book and but kana ko be fa
anyway but another portion here that struck my eye is in regards to the male female segment here. You'll see that more male are saying no than when you look at the female. I mean, jigeni. And President Barrow nyantam musol sembentuya because itol ka nakaling ko hate sa
ganyen carte fa
exactly. Less women are saying no than men. It's like more men are saying no than women. That's what I'm trying to say here. As
yeah, but it also goes back to the number of respondents disaggregated by gender. You see, there are more male respondents than female respondents, right? I believe it's about 60%, 62%.
Yeah, 60.
Male respondents. And also, people need to understand this. We did not say.
Well, I'm glad you were clarifying that.
Yes, we did not say that 60% of our respondents are going to be male. So we deploy our enumerators. They did a random interviewing. They went to households. Right? So,
okay. Say yalong dito men fali say.
Nung clear nga Ninkul mo ka dito na mali jibi buka safari. Femo femo ya kontrol bapa aba safari jole nach. Ba mo bugo wowi. Ni aje mo finita na enumerate ni finita. Ni nata jang, ni ko rafa jang. Iko ba nenela interview la. Nene ya ko mo ha ndabuga politique ko. Ita force la pour nene diam. Ni dara ablaya. Na ablaya ni nga ablaya ka fo na isi. Ablaya abe fo. Na enumerate do bi la findi la bande ka jël do ka fo ni dara ko da do ka fo 9 franc interview. Ba jama ka keleti. Ñaji na politique fo be ñam. It's male dominant. So when information they don't lie. When iko UDP, yéen musu jamaale je UDP ay candidate ay apply?
No.
NPP yéen musu jamaale ba apply la pour ay leader?
Not yet.
So our data don't lie. There is high male dominance in our political field. And the same thing in our political conversation. Jambo political conversation na foga. Musu kini na mala bijang. So now we are not saying our data is perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Wala nang margin of error so je. Nyama margin of error wolom. Nin na kita abe batelne. Na kita nakala ko mahisa si sose. Bude yep ni la dal. 2.5% mu wane ne mun na baña nek.
Waaw jumte mun na
2.5% mu wane ne mun na ëppali. That's what margin of error is about.
Wala seke wala ke ba.
Yalla mo faram bena kan jela ngo. Yalla be jam kam banko dum lay say. Atelle be kur ñun kunna alba fo kan dul menen dul ba faham kan bar men yalla ko mo tan ko faham ka yalla be jam ka wala say so ndel fam bakki jamar kam binna wala ni diko all the time al faransi karañun ka chalke ka tan ni ka pul fotam fansi ni mole isaje mursi kar participate ni mun ko si
No medo kan.
no bari
Ay kon ko biling 2026
abe dasar na
non to nyaal.
Because yalla da samba dai akati nyaro kele many are told comme media dol ya told la ota e fermi da santi many buga told ya jibi directly
Yeah, and in content you for
very good men ka ter data ida comme ni MPP media ya ta e fermi da santi ni UDP la media ta abu fermi da santi
yalla ni de safero ke mo jama bije
very good
ide safero mun ke ita wori la ko mo kini e wuli jan ako brikama e 350,000 mo le bije but on average only 29 people you will interview Brikama.
Exactly.
That is very dangerous.
That's very good.
And the woman can
No, what the 20% of our respondents be able to Brikama region, West Coast region. So media moka safero ke barintol fanang. The information is also for the media in the information in GB.
Exactly.
Yeah, critic. Because we move from media household. Sometimes we more not I suffer okay. They need about copy the piece. Go through what the person wrote, and you go through our report, do your analysis and form an opinion. But copy and pasting is a thing. We are narratively create.
But don't you think it's also high time then you have maybe if you don't have a local language version of
That's
this
always
for let's say on your platform to break it down.
Yeah, we saw people like Mankajang Daily 360, Ibakekang, Sankara Daily. They are translating it in Mandinka, and we entertain that and we welcome that, right? When we write our report and put it out, it's for the media household. No, we cannot do that. We cannot do that. We just do our work and put it out. Different media households, right? They use different languages. They should pick them and then translate it in local language. Because if you have to do that, it's going to be a lot of more work. It's going to be a lot of work.
For clarity, your enumerators, are these people that speak different languages when they go to these communities to be able to communicate with the respondents?
It's a very good question, and maybe Amadou can step in here. One of the things that actually took most of our time was this. So when we were doing our training, we asked enumerators to translate. So there's also a WhatsApp. We asked them to translate certain words, right? Like let's say, for example, what is tatam? You have to explain that in local language. So they interview them in local language, not in English.
Okay.
You more interview based on the language that you are comfortable with. So they translate more. For example, even if you are not Fula, someone go, okay, this is what it means in Fula. So you understand that. If you forget the word, if you go, there's a WhatsApp group where you can actually get information. But you ask people, in which language do you want me to interview you in? Some will tell you English, Wolof, Mandinka, Jola. We all, it goes from Fonyi, because we have enumerator from Fonyi. They also help us with the Jola translation. Right? So it was a lot of work. So it's okay for people to criticize. I have some staff coming to me and saying, with all the work that our enumerator did, this is what people are saying. I said, what do you expect? It's a very sensitive issue. It's a very sensitive issue. So people were interviewed in the language they understood the best. Going back, Yimungininka, Dulka Silale. Wala na niya research start Kaninda nada bingin yininka itola. Ngumbara election ku wala fo. Nya ngoko mune toti, iko nyako nyinen toti. Yininka question dole ita fala. Kat yeto ni nala pare. Yela number di nala. So wala na work question on that dumale last. Ngoko Talibo, ndondun ka bonang gambe participate la. Mba research de kakang election kuwa. So lati ke ngini kale itele miro. Wala ni ko opinion pool miro. Right? Itele miro fu president boro nyane ka lole ba. Yaf. Itele miro fu da lote iba kadre fa. Yaf. Itele miro fu usen da wo lole ba. Na lo do fu ba fer. Yaf. So nin wala tara itene tof. Yo anonymous. Nin tara fu last. Ngini ka. Itola. Ni tela sa ito di molla. Okay. Follow it was mandatory. Because na enumerator binita the first day, it was mandatory puni to ni number dina. Na enumerator mo jamali question of ko mo jamal because some respond because il to ni long naje. Mo jamal kanare iko imala fike to di. So nga update, na phone update nga class. First day walang issue de mo address. Please go ahead.
Dabra modo for yininka Madam, for the same people attending democracy Banco Kanjam. Starting like you are saying. You understand? So new friendly more Roma, building the bureau to client. Can I need a protocol?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
No man so doya.
Very good. So what happened there for the more Muslim unless it's women and Baki Kanjam, Mulba understand la. Kafu wal mafu udia kwa wale bekela. Aliana haimarole. Asike atakela.
Na atakela mafu kabakela diapo ya. Wenye nega sisi nyara ba.
So